All right, you and I are watching pure revenge. Ethan's father, a billionaire, was an absolute fool just because his new stepmother claimed Ethan was secretly peeking at her. Showering, the old man believed it instantly, suing his own son. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 5 years behind bars, but who would have guessed his stepmother would use her shady connections to throw him into the world's most terrifying prison? He thought he'd die there, but unexpectedly, he met 108 insane masters. These were notorious criminals who absolutely terrified the entire world: a fallen god of war, a murderous doctor, a top-tier hacker. Billionaire, wealthy as a nation, a mystic, and get this, an actual cultivator, who failed a heavenly tribulation. For 5 straight years they drilled all their crazy skills into him, and today, release day, out in the prison square, one master shouted, "Little Ethan, that dagger I gave you needs to taste blood every single day. Keep it sharp." Another master chimed in, "Kid, the medical skills I taught you are strictly to be used for killing, never for saving lives. Got it?" Well, the other legends took turns saying goodbye, demanding he completely turn the outside world upside down. All right, enough. Let the brat get the hell out of here. Just looking at him is annoying. An old man in the corner took a slow sip of wine, speaking coldly. "The night wind is freezing. If you get caught and dragged back here, we will tear you into 8 pieces and feed you to the dogs." When that old man spoke, every single prisoner instantly fell dead silent. Ethan just smirked and told him, "Don't worry, besides me no one else is ever coming back here." With that, he grabbed his bags and left the prison, never looking back. Outside the gates, a sleek black commercial van was already waiting. As Ethan walked out, the doors slid open and heavy muscle in suits stepped down. "Are you Ethan Vance? The madam sent us to pick you up." Ethan Vance. He repeated his own name in his head. It had been a really long time since anyone called him that. After a rough ride, this van stopped in a totally dead mountain area. "Stick with me, this gets good." The men stepped out first, practically barking at him. "Mr. Ethan, get out." Arrived at home already, Ethan slowly opened his eyes. "Haha, you still want to go home?" A thug sneered. "Does a convict who did 5 years really have the nerve to return home?" The guy tossed a passport and a bank card right into the car. "Madam ordered, take the cash and get the hell out of the country. Never return." Ethan didn't even touch it, simply asking back, "And what if I don't leave?" Hearing this, the thugs outside totally burst into mocking laughter. "Then we'll happily send you on your way to the afterlife right here. 5 years down, and that wicked woman still desperately wanted him dead." Ethan just leaned down and stepped outside. Seeing this, the goons immediately drew their heavy steel batons. "Are you gonna jump off the cliff yourself? Or should we help you out?" Ethan smiled coldly, slowly drawing a jagged, ancient dagger. His master said this blade had to taste blood every single day, or it would rust. "Then today, I guess I'll start with you all." In a total flash, the dagger in his hand swung out. Barely a second later, the thugs were clutching their throats. Pure terror locked on their faces as they collapsed one by one. They didn't even process what hit them. After trashing the goons, "We are just getting started." Thugs, he chucks their bodies into the van and kicks the whole wrecked mess right off the cliff. Job done. He just casually turns around and strolls down the mountain. But right as he steps into the city, boom, a white Audi comes hurtling straight at him. More assassins. He figures it is another hit squad sent by his evil stepmother. But then from inside the speeding car, the panicked scream of a young guy echoes out. Total loss of control. Does our MC panic? Nope. He takes a calm step forward, blocking its path. "Damn it," the trapped driver screams out loud. "Kid, do you want to die? It is totally over. Someone is definitely getting crushed." But right as it is about to hit him, he just lightly raises one hand, stopping the entire car. 1 second later, the massive metal beast stops like pure magic. That was way too close. The driver wipes sweat from his forehead, breathing a massive sigh of pure relief. He totally assumes the crazy car just miraculously started working. Normally again, but here is the wild part you gotta see. He used a tiny pebble too. Stop it with his insane strength right now. He could bring a heavy military tank. To a dead halt, he pops the car hood for a quick look, exactly as expected. Someone messed with the engine. He does a super quick fix and the loud warning alarm finally shuts off. Everything is back to normal. Thank you so much, bro. The driver says, we are incredibly lucky to find someone who actually knows about cars. He assumes he is some pro mechanic, and honestly, he is not entirely wrong because his eighth master was an absolute world-class mechanical genius. This master once built weapons so utterly terrifying that the entire world literally banned its existence, and all its tech was destroyed. Later, this guy smuggled an entire aircraft carrier, became globally wanted, and was finally caught and thrown into the infamous prison. Zero, our boy, inherited all those true teachings, so fixing a car, literal child's play, even ripping apart a tank or an airplane barehanded would not be a problem. After the fix, he just opens the door, sits down and says, let us go. Take me straight to Dragon Villa. The driver is totally stunned. You really do not hesitate, do you? Who said you could just get in? Forget it, young Master Henry, just please drive. A young woman sitting back there finally speaks up. He just fixed our broken car. Let us just go. Giving him a ride is no big deal. Fine, whatever. The driver does not argue anymore, stepping on the gas to drive off, but just a very short distance. Later, several black SUVs suddenly rush from behind, completely flanking them on both sides and forcing the car to stop. It is Black Dragon's men. The young woman goes totally pale. Did they change their minds? Black Dragon, our hero, frowns. Could this be the old gang of his seventh master? The two rich kids step out of the car and get completely surrounded by a scary group of men in black. Miss Carter, you two are incredibly lucky your car was fixed so quickly. The bald thug leading the group sneers like a villain. So it really was you guys who sabotaged us. K.H. Low Carter is absolutely furious now. She already suspected something weird when the perfectly fine vehicle just lost control earlier. It really was planned sabotage. What is the actual meaning of this? Henry yells out loud. You dare mess with my ride? Do you know who I am? Do you know who my rich father is? The bald guy scoffs. Young Master Henry Hayes of the Hayes family and Miss K.H. Low Carter of the Carter family. You two hold very high statuses in the city. Obviously, we know who you are. Then how dare you block us like this? Who gave you the guts? Henry Hayes gets even more mad now. We finished the deal with Black Dragon. Don't tell me you thugs dare to go back on your word. The bald thug just sneered. Yeah, we broke our promise. Hand over the item right now. Hearing this, Henry Hayes and K.H. Low Carter were completely furious. If you refuse to hand it over, we will just take it by force, the bald guy threatened. Our main character watched quietly, completely planning to stay out of it, but suddenly, a goon in black pounded on his window. Hey kid, get out here. The goon pointed directly at our guy. You fixed their car, right? If you had not meddled, we would have easily finished the job by now. He calmly stepped out of the car and asked, are you guys Black Dragon's men from the underground Dragon Gate? The boss smirked. Brat, you actually know about our Dragon Gate? The bald thug sneered. That is right, our boss is Black Dragon. He just nodded. These guys were definitely his seventh master's old crew. The bald thug kept barking threats. You dared to mess with our business. Now we will break both your hands. Let us see you fix cars after that. The thug lunged forward, swinging a heavy blade straight down at him, but in an absolute flash, our guy threw a lightning-fast punch. The goon holding that knife was instantly blasted backward. The entire street fell into pure, dead silence. A true master, Henry Hayes stared in absolute shock. You and I both know that. In his wealthy circles, Henry had seen plenty of martial arts experts, but honestly, even his father's elite bodyguards could never launch a grown man through the air with just one punch. While everyone watched in pure terror, our hero slowly walked up to the bald boss and pulled out a single palm-sized token. Do you recognize this? Staring at the object, the thug turned completely pale. Panicking hard, the Dragon King token. How do you have that token? He looked like he just saw a literal ghost. See, our hero knew that 7 years ago. When the old Dragon King vanished, this very token disappeared too, the massive Dragon Gate disbanded right after. Several rogue factions claimed power. Fighting for control, they all agreed that whoever found this lost token would instantly become the new boss of the Dragon Gate, and now this legendary item sat in his hands. He calmly put away the token and spoke coldly. Go back and tell Black Dragon and his men that your true Dragon King has returned. Tell him to summon all the remaining leaders and meet me at the Great Dragon Gate tomorrow night. After dropping that bomb, he just got in the car and casually left. The bald thugs finally snapped out of their absolute shock. Boss, are we letting them escape? Just like that, one goon asked. Hell no, the bald thug grabbed his swollen face, heart pounding with pure fear. If we stop them, can you actually beat that monster? Get back and report to the boss immediately. Black Dragon must know about this token. Now watch this. Inside the car, Henry eagerly gave our hero a huge thumbs up. Bro, you are absolutely amazing. Honestly, if they had not just met, Henry would have probably knelt down begging him to be his master. Lo Carter also expressed her deep gratitude. Our guy did not care much about their thanks, but there was one thing he really wanted to know. What exactly was that precious item they wanted? Lo pulled a jade Buddha statue from her bag. It is. Lo explains her mess. A week ago, she spotted this jade Buddha at an auction. She wanted to buy it as a birthday gift for her grandfather, but she lost the bidding war to the notorious Black Dragon from the underworld. Then, out of nowhere, Black Dragon actually contacted her, saying he would sell it back at the original price. The catch, they had to go straight to his turf for the exchange. Feeling unsafe, she brought along young Master Henry for backup. She never expected Black Dragon to still set a trap against them. Our guy inspects the jade Buddha. The material is absolutely premium quality, but it looks completely cursed by someone. He decides to give her a friendly warning. This jade Buddha is radiating pure dark energy. Better throw it away right now, or it will destroy everyone around it. Dark energy, what does he even mean? Neither of them believes him. They insist this exact statue was blessed by a high monk. Seeing their doubt, he simply drops the subject. Lo Carter smiles again, thanking him and offering a cash reward. He thinks for a split second, then casually demands 2 million. Without batting an eye, Lo pulls out a bank card. It holds 1 million right now. Next time they cross paths, she will pay the remaining million. Soon enough, the car pulls up to the Jade Dragon Villa district in the capital. Watching his back fade away, Lo Carter suddenly remembers a breaking news report. The disgraced eldest young master of the Vance family, Ethan Vance, got out of prison today. His family officially announced they are cutting all ties and permanently exiling him. She suddenly realizes the truth. Our guy is the exiled Vance family heir who just walked free from prison. Meanwhile, let us check out a luxurious jade dragon villa where an elegant middle-aged woman, Vivian Hayes, is happily watching a news broadcast. Near Hangnai Mountain, a wrecked car was just discovered at the bottom of a cliff. She nods with pure satisfaction. Bob did an excellent job. He will be heavily rewarded upon returning. This wicked woman is his father's former mistress. She smiles wickedly. The eldest son really has a tough life. 5 years locked up, and he still survived it all. But today, his luck officially runs out. Beside her, a teenage boy is staring down at his mobile game, smiling with total smugness. There is no one left to steal the Vance family fortune and position from him now. Meet Zach Vance, Ethan's spoiled half-brother. But right at this exact moment, the TV screen flashes, revealing the brutal aftermath inside that wrecked car. There are 7 dead bodies, 0 survivors. What? Vivian rushes straight to the screen, staring intensely at the gruesome footage. How is this even possible? Those Familiar faces and sudden deaths throw her into absolute panic. Vance is completely stunned, tossing his phone aside. They are all dead, so where is his older brother right now? Boom. The heavy main doors are violently kicked wide open. A terrifying figure steps through, radiating the aura of a literal demon god, Vivian. Hayes stares in pure horror. It is him. He actually survived. Our guy smirks. Completely untouched, he strolls into the grand hall, step by slow step. Vance instantly roars. Did he just kill Bob and the hit squad? Ethan calmly replies, you mean those useless guys who picked him up from prison? Do not worry, they passed very peacefully, one clean slice across the throat. They never even had time to feel real pain. Vance gnashes his teeth in absolute fury. Although Bob and those thugs were just lowly lackeys, they built his school dominance. You know payback is coming fast. Breathing heavily, Vivian quickly regained her composure, pointing straight at Ethan and shouting, you total disgrace. What do you think you're doing coming back here? She slammed a newspaper down. This morning, the Vance family announced your permanent exile. You are no longer a Vance, nor are you even considered our son. Get the hell out. Vivian lifted her chin, looking down at him like he was just a stray dog. Get out. I do not have a convict brother like you. Vance also shooed him away with pure disdain, facing their bitter mockery. Mother and son, Ethan didn't even flinch. He came back for one reason. Unfinished business. What do you want? Vivian Hayes visibly trembled as she suddenly saw him approaching. Eldest young master, please leave. Do not cause trouble anymore. That's right, you already went to prison once. Do you want to go back in? The servants quickly rushed forward, trying to block him, hoping to curry favor with their masters. Scram, Ethan roared, making everyone instantly step back away in fear. What do you want? Zach shielded his mother, pointing right at Ethan and yelling, you are not a Vance anymore. This is absolutely not a place for you to act crazy. Ethan reached out like the Grim Reaper, tightly grabbing Zach Vance's throat. An older brother is exactly like a father. Is it really your turn to speak? Ethan casually tossed him aside like actual trash, causing Zach to crash heavily onto the hard floor. Vivian was both completely shocked and furious. You dare hit my son? Not only him, but I dare hit you too. Ethan delivered brutal slap that sent Vivian tumbling. This is because you failed to teach your son, letting him completely disrespect his older brother. The crisp sound of the slap left everyone stunned. Let's be real, nobody expected an ex-convict like him to actually slap his stepmother. Smack. Vivian clutched her stinging cheek, completely unable to process it. You hit me. His only response. A second slap, incredibly powerful and decisive. This one is for tearing our family apart, causing chaos in the Vance household. Vivian spun dizzily. Smack. A third slap. This one is for your venomous heart, framing me for 5 brutal years in prison. Smack. And this slap is to make you remember that I, Ethan Vance, have officially returned. Vivian's cheeks were completely swollen red, getting beaten by her stepson in front of everyone. For a wealthy high society woman like her, this was pure, unprecedented humiliation. She was literally too angry to speak. You made me rot in prison for 5 years. I'm returning 5 slaps to you first, but do not think this is over. This is just the very beginning. Vivian glared at him, screaming, what else will you do? If you have the guts, then kill me. Kill you. Ethan smiled disdainfully. To me, right now ending you is as easy as crushing a bug, but that is too cheap for you. I will personally take back absolutely everything that belongs to me, and for the suffering I endured, I will return it to you 100 times over. Just you wait. Saying that, Ethan just turned and walked away without looking back. The servants looked at each other in terror, then scrambled away. Vivian screamed, if anyone here dares breathe a single word about today, I will cut your tongues out. She snatched her phone, dialed a number, and cried, brother, that little bastard Ethan is back. He actually hit me. You have to take revenge for me. On the other end, a middle-aged man lounged on a massive, luxurious bed with 2 young women right on Either side of him, meet Howard Hayes, Vivian's powerful and ruthless older brother. Hearing his sister cry, the rival's face darkens. That bastard Ethan actually survived. Our guy is hard to kill. He tells her not to cry. He'll hunt Ethan down and slowly skin him alive. Let's check in with our MC Ethan. Leaving the Vance family, he'll meet his third master's people. This master was once the wealthiest man in the entire world, even though his family fell off, they still hold some serious hidden wealth. And right at that moment, Ethan's phone starts vibrating. It's Khlo Carter calling. Mr. Ethan, are you free? Tonight, she wants to treat him to dinner and hand over the rest of his 1 million reward. Sounds like a plan. Ethan immediately agrees and heads to a 7-star hotel as promised, but walking into the first-floor lobby, he totally misses seeing Khlo. Instead, he spots a very familiar face. Susan. Ethan walks right up and smiles, warmly greeting Susan. She looks up, her eyes filled with total surprise. Ethan. You are out of prison. Ethan just nods. Just got out today. Susan is absolutely thrilled. You see, they were high school classmates and even shared a desk for an entire semester. After Ethan got locked up, Susan was literally the only person who visited him. Back then, our guy swore that if he ever made it out alive, he would totally repay her kindness. He definitely didn't expect to run into her on his first day out. Why haven't you ordered anything? Ethan notices her table is completely empty. Just as he's about to call a waiter, some pot-bellied guy walks over, glaring at Ethan. Miss Susan, aren't you here on a blind date with me? Why is there another guy here? Ethan checks him out. Around 30, tall, covered head to toe. Flashy designer brands, but his hair is thinning and his steps are weak, heavy dark. Circles under his eyes scream that this guy is drained from partying. Wait, Susan went on a blind date with him. Ethan just frowns. I'm sorry, young Master Tyler. Susan quickly stands up to explain. This is my old classmate. I don't care who he is. Young Master Tyler points right at Ethan. Susan is my woman. Now get lost. Ethan just scowls. Honestly, if Susan wasn't sitting right there, he would have slapped this trash across the room. He looks at Susan. Let me treat you today, and seriously, stop doing blind dates. This guy doesn't deserve you at all. Hearing this, young Master Tyler completely snaps. I don't deserve her, are you saying some broke loser like you does? You're wearing cheap clothes, yet you're still acting rich enough to buy people dinner. Young Master Tyler sneers at him. Have you even checked the menu yet? Can you actually afford food here? Susan knows this hotel is super high-end. The bare minimum spend is several thousand. She's really worried that since Ethan just got out of jail, he has zero cash on him, so she quickly jumps in. Let me pay for this meal. Hearing that, young Master Tyler gets even more furious. He instantly waves down a waiter and yells, how do you people even do business here? You let absolute trash walk right in. Does this beggar deserve to sit and eat in the exact same room as me? Did I pay my membership fee for absolutely nothing? The waiter gets completely chewed out and can only apologize repeatedly. Because this rich brat Tyler is a top-tier VIP, he casually drops hundreds of thousands here every single year. They definitely can't afford to offend him, so the waiter awkwardly turns to Ethan. Sir, because a VIP guest just complained before you order, we need to verify your finances. Can you believe this guy? Now we have to prove we have the ability to pay. Hearing this financial check nonsense, Susan gets absolutely furious. What? Are you scared we can't pay for a meal? You absolute snobs. She turns. Ethan's friend begged to leave, but our MC, he just shook his head. He calmly pulled out the VIP bank card Khlo gave him. Let them check. He handed it right to the waiter. Check away. Tyler, the arrogant young master, could not believe Ethan actually called his bluff. He laughed mockingly, completely smug. Let's see exactly how many pennies are on that plastic card. The massive commotion naturally drew every diner's attention, and of course, Tyler's wealthy little cronies immediately joined the roast session. Tyler swore he was gonna throw our MC out onto the street, but while everyone waited for Ethan to totally humiliate himself, The waiter rushed right back. Well, Tyler smirked. It is totally empty, right? Kick this trash out right now. Tyler was putting on an insanely arrogant show. But the waiter completely ignored him. Instead, he respectfully handed the card back. To Ethan using both hands. Mr. Ethan, your card and menu. There was a terrible misunderstanding just now. We deeply apologize. Please enjoy your meal here. Absolute dead silence. Everyone stared in pure shock. This was not the script. They expected it all. What was happening? Tyler glared straight at the poor waiter. You were supposed to throw him out. Why the hell are you serving him? The waiter kept his cool. Young Master Tyler, you are completely mistaken here. This gentleman has more than enough funds, Tyler snapped. How much does he have? $1 million, the waiter answered smoothly, hearing that absolutely insane number. The crowd just froze. You and I know there were plenty of millionaires here. Even billionaires, but their wealth was locked in stocks. Who actually carries $1 million in liquid cash? Are you blind? Tyler screamed, absolutely refusing to believe it. He squinted right at Ethan, and then he suddenly shouted, Wait a minute, I know you. You are Ethan Vance, the disgraced eldest heir. You just got out of prison today, and your own family exiled you. Tyler laughed like an absolute maniac. That $1 million on your stupid card. That is definitely your pathetic severance pay before they kicked you out, huh? Only $1 million to throw you away. So cheap, Tyler figured if Ethan remained. The powerful Vance heir, he would never dare mess with him. It was suicide. But an exiled convict, free game, Susan finally snapped, unable to watch this. She yelled, Tyler, are you quite finished yet? I am trying to share a meal with my friend. Get lost. Seeing Susan defend Ethan like that, Tyler's anger completely spiked. Susan, Tyler growled, you better remember who you are actually defending. He is no longer the mighty Vance heir. He is just a pathetic ex-con. 5 years in prison and thrown out like garbage, even if you want his money. That measly million will dry up fast. A bankrupt loser like him will be broke. In literally no time, Susan glared right back, her voice completely icy cold. My friends are absolutely none of your business. Leave us alone. But Tyler. He just snorted, completely refusing to drop it. Susan, remember who your parents begged to get you into the Carter Group. I am the HR manager there. Cross me and you will never set foot in any major company again. I will blacklist you everywhere. Hearing that threat, Susan's face actually turned slightly pale. But she held her ground. Fine, if I cannot get in, so be it. There are plenty of other companies out there. I will easily find another job. Hearing Carter Group, Ethan instantly thought of KH Low. Stick with me, things are escalating. Having anything to do with this company, Ethan reassured Susan, stop stressing over your job. I have got your back. Young Master Tyler just scoffed. You think you are the big shot heir of the Vance family anymore. Even your half-brother wouldn't dare talk this big. The Carter family is way out of your miserable leg. For Susan's sake, Ethan held his temper back, but this guy kept dragging the past up. Are you done talking? Ethan warned him coldly. If you are, get the hell out of here. Ethan wanted peace today, but Tyler treated his final warning like absolute garbage. He pushed even harder. Go on and hit me. Do you even dare? The idiot literally offered his cheek. Ethan had never seen someone practically beg for a beating before, so he happily granted the wish. Smack, one brutal backhand sent the arrogant jerk flying straight into the dining table. Plates shattered and leftover food dumped. Everywhere, dead silence instantly dropped over the entire room. Nobody actually thought our guy would throw a punch. Susan was absolutely panicking now. Oh no, this is extremely bad, she knew. Tyler was merely a corporate manager, but his dad was actually a massive government official, way higher on the food chain than Henry's dad ever was. Slapping this entitled rich kid meant guaranteed legal trouble. Ethan. You need to run, Susan begged. Why should I? Ethan smirked. The guy offered his face up. Look at the situation. Why act tough now? Susan was totally on the Edge of tears. Hey, relax, it is completely fine, Ethan reassured her calmly before turning to the staff, bring the food out already, right at that exact second. Amidst a huge pile of shattered plates, Tyler angrily staggered right back up too. His feet, you Vance trash, you dared to strike me. Tyler glared at Ethan, his eyes completely bloodshot. Where is the staff? Someone get the security team out here. Grab this absolute maniac right now. He kept screaming his head off, but the waiters and guards were frozen in place. Are you completely blind? Grab him, Tyler screamed. My dad is top brass. If you idiots do not arrest this punk, I will ruin your miserable lives. Intimidated, the hotel staff and security guards slowly stepped up and boxed Ethan in. Tyler instantly acted smug again. Enjoy your prison cell, trash. I am going to make you wish you were dead. But listen closely, this is where it gets crazy, someone upstairs shouted. Dares to touch Mr. Ethan. Sharp high heels clicked down the marble stairs. A gorgeous woman appeared. Boom. That is K.H. Lowe Carter, vice president of the massive Carter Group. Tyler completely froze. He never expected the top heiress of the mighty Carter family to actually defend Ethan, a guy supposedly abandoned by his own bloodline. K.H. Lowe marched straight to Ethan's table and dropped a bombshell. He is my absolute VIP. Guess tonight, try touching him. I dare you. The entire security team and guards instantly backed away. The diners watching the drama quickly lowered heads to eat, utterly terrified to breathe. Then K.H. Lowe shifted her icy glare toward Tyler. The guy started sweating and quickly plastered on a fake smile. This is fine, just a tiny misunderstanding. I will leave now. He scurried out quickly, but once outside the hotel, his expression turned murderous, getting publicly slapped in front of a huge crowd. His fragile ego could not handle it. Sure, he could not touch K.H. Lowe, but framing our guy, you and I know that is a massive mistake. Tyler angrily dialed his father. Dad, send backup right now. Some punk just humiliated me at the hotel. Meanwhile, inside, K.H. Lowe bowed her head to Ethan. Sir, tonight my Carter family. My family is throwing my grandfather's 80th birthday banquet upstairs, and he really wants to thank you himself. You have to come with me, she urged. The whole restaurant overheard. Absolute jealousy, joining that elite inner circle. Usually impossible to access, but our guy, he just shook his head. No need. I ran into an old classmate tonight. I just want a simple meal. Please don't interrupt us. K.H. Lowe glanced over at Susan, seeing that this girl was totally gorgeous. K.H. Lowe immediately assumed she was his girlfriend, so she backed off. All right, then you two order whatever you want tonight. My treat, and here is the remaining 1 million. She handed him a card. Ethan glanced at the plastic but didn't reach for it. Keep the money. I need a favor. Fire that arrogant young master Tyler from your company. Then let my friend here take over his manager role. Deal. K.H. Lowe Carter was completely caught off guard, staring at Susan. Susan was equally paralyzed. She hadn't even processed the crazy stuff from earlier, and now he was casually securing her a massive job, stealing Tyler's elite position. It literally felt like a hallucination. Pulling herself together, K.H. Lowe fired off a few questions. Susan nailed every single one. Perfect. Report to the office tomorrow, K.H. Lowe decided. After a quick goodbye, the heiress headed straight back upstairs. Instantly, the dead silent restaurant exploded into frantic whispers. Wait, was that the exiled Vance family heir? How is he still walking around acting so ridiculously overpowered? Even the Carter heiress shows him major respect. Susan was absolutely mind blown. Ethan, how on earth do you know the Carter heiress? Are you two dating? While they chatted, waiters brought out plate after plate of incredible food, many dishes that he definitely never ordered. K.H. Lowe's VIP treatment, obviously. They just ate and laughed. Then the lobby erupted all over again. Someone gasped, "Oh my God, look, it's the head of the Carter family, old Master Carter himself." Ethan glanced up, spotting a whole entourage descending from the VIP second floor. Leading the pack was a silver-haired elder looking surprisingly healthy. He held a glass of fine wine. Walking directly toward our guy, You must be Ethan. Thank you for saving my granddaughter today. I came to toast you to express my gratitude. A million thanks. Old Master Carter, the absolute legend of the family, coming down just to toast him. Everyone was completely dumbfounded. Jaws literally hit the floor. Who was Master Carter, a former minister of finance, a top-ranking government elite? After leaving politics, he jumped into the business world and totally single-handedly forged the massive Carter empire, their family wealth, okay, maybe not rivaling an entire nation, but easily top tier in the country. Back when he was an official, he hit the absolute peak. As a businessman, easily among the richest, the crowd just couldn't comprehend what was so special about Ethan. That a titan like him would personally pour a toast. Only Ethan stayed calm. Observing the old master's face, he subtly shook his head. The man was incredibly weak, his life force almost gone, completely corrupted by dark energy from that cursed jade Buddha statue. Sure, he looked totally healthy on the outside, but it was actually just a final burst of terminal lucidity. Ethan knew within 3 days he would face absolute disaster. You are Ethan, right? Old Master Carter asked. Khlo told me everything. If you hadn't stepped in, she would have suffered a terrible accident, and that jade Buddha would belong to the Black Dragon. Then he pulled out the jade Buddha statue he always carried. Come, Ethan, let me toast you, a rare honor. Thank you, Elder Carter. Ethan raised his glass and downed it. Afterward, the old master pretended to scold his granddaughter, Khlo. You really didn't do your job well. Today is my 80th birthday, and Ethan is here. Why didn't you invite him upstairs to join the fun? Khlo felt totally wronged. I did invite him, but he met an old classmate and wanted to eat with his friend. That is fine, old Master Carter smiled. What's so hard about that? Just invite both of them up. More the merrier. He turned to Ethan. You too, today is my 80th birthday. Since you're already here, come upstairs and join the celebration. The surrounding diners were instantly insanely jealous, getting a personal invite from the old master. Absolute monstrous luck. Everyone thought he couldn't possibly say no to this, but Ethan just said no need. I never eat with people who are about to die. The second those words dropped, the entire banquet hall went dead silent. Old Master Carter's face suddenly darkened. Are you saying this old man is about to die? Ethan didn't reply, just silently acknowledging the insult. 1 million. Old Master Carter snorted coldly. He didn't even say another single word, flicked his sleeves and stormed off. The Carter family members were immediately furious. They pointed right at Ethan and shouted, Brat, who the hell are you to dare speak such absolute nonsense on the old master's birthday? Khlo Carter also hadn't expected things to blow up like this. She desperately wanted to ask exactly why Ethan said that, but seeing her grandfather truly furious, she had no choice but to chase him to comfort him. After the Carter family finally left, the dining hall erupted into absolute chaos. Is this kid crazy? How dare he say that on the old master's 80th birthday? He is completely dead meat. Susan looked at Ethan, totally bewildered. Ethan, what did you mean by that? Do you have some hidden grudge against the Carter family? Ethan just smiled lightly. Of course not, there's zero grudge. I was just speaking the plain truth. Anyway, forget it. Let's go eat somewhere else. Ethan stood up to leave, but right at that exact moment, two uniformed officers suddenly blocked his path. Are you Ethan? Someone just reported you for assault. Come with us to the station to clarify the situation. Susan immediately panicked. Obviously, the guy who filed the report was young Master Tyler, and his father was a powerful official. We all know these two were sent by Tyler's dad. If Ethan got locked up now, even if he was totally innocent, escaping would be nearly impossible. Officers, there has to be a massive misunderstanding here. Susan tried to explain. Misunderstanding or not, we do not care. Someone filed an official report, and we are simply in charge of making the arrest, the two stubborn officers declared. Fully intending to drag Ethan away by force, he just calmly told Susan, go home first. I will go with them and explain things clearly. Seriously, do not worry, it's fine. Seeing that he clearly hadn't realized how severe this trap was, Susan grew even more worried. How could it possibly be fine? This was an obvious trap set by Tyler and his father. If he got locked up, getting out would be a nightmare, but she didn't dare say that out loud, terrified of implicating herself. She could only watch helplessly as Ethan was shoved into the back of the patrol car. What do I do? Susan paced around anxiously. The only way is to ask my dad for help. Her father also worked inside the government, but only in a minor position. Even though her hope was incredibly slim, she simply had no other choice. Meanwhile, Ethan was quickly escorted down to the station. Get in, you really dare hit young Master Tyler, you are going to suffer later. The three of them had just entered. Now watch this. Out the side door, they unexpectedly bump into a young man. He approaches them. Working late, huh? He casually asks. The two officers quickly bow down. Greetings, young master. We just arrested this suspect for assault and we are taking him in for questioning. The guy nods. All right, take him. But as they pass, the young master looks at Ethan curiously, then absolutely freezes. Great. Hero Ethan, is that you? Young Master Henry. Long time. Ethan confidently smiles. Henry. Hayes is completely overjoyed. Great hero, it really is you. I never expected to see you so soon. The two officers, utterly shocked, they never expected their prisoner to know the station's young master. Sure enough, after Ethan explains the whole incident, Henry Hayes is furious. Chief Taylor is way too bold, daring to abuse his power. I am telling my dad and getting him fired. He turns to the officers. Listen, regarding Chief Taylor, I am personally protecting this man. If there is any issue, tell him to find me. Henry has spoken. How could those officers object? They have to let Ethan go. Next, Ethan hops into Henry's car. Are we heading back to Jade Dragon Villa? Henry asks. No, up to the Fang Ho Mountain Villa, Ethan replies. Henry marvels. Great hero, every single place you visit is insanely luxurious. Half an hour later, Henry parks the car, looking in pure awe at the massive estates. Great hero, is this really your house? Ethan remembers his third master's words. The highest villa is his, probably that one. Ethan points. Henry's eyes widen in shock. Isn't that the cloud top grandeur villa? That belongs to the world's richest man. Unsure if Ethan is actually joking or being totally serious, Henry just laughs. Thanks. Ethan waves goodbye and heads up the hillside. Meanwhile, driving back, Henry gets a call from K.H. Lowe Carter. He quickly apologizes for being on duty and missing her grandfather's huge birthday banquet, but K.H. Lowe sounds incredibly anxious. Young Master Henry, do you happen to know exactly where Ethan went? He was just eating here, but when I went downstairs to find him, he vanished. Could you check the nearby security cameras for me? Henry laughs out loud. You called the right guy. I just dropped the great hero off at his place. Is there an emergency? Did Black Dragon cause massive trouble again, trying to steal the Jade Buddha? K.H. Lowe just grows more anxious, eventually breaking down into tears. Earlier, Ethan said some really strange things. We didn't get it, but right after, my grandfather suddenly fainted cold. Young Master Henry, please tell me where he is. Meanwhile, inside the famous cloud top grandeur villa, the place is an absolute wreck. It looks completely ransacked. Ethan walks in, spotting a skinny girl in a white nightgown. She looks like a ghost. You are Bella White, Brother White's little sister, right? Ethan asks, casually sitting down on a dusty sofa. Hearing her brother's name, a sudden glimmer of light flashes in Bella's completely lifeless eyes. Who are you? Why did my brother send you here? Ethan gets straight to the point. I am Ethan, his former cellmate, miss. I came to help rebuild your family, but Bella remains totally apathetic. Rebuilding is absolutely useless. Know why my brother actually failed? Because he had absolutely no backing. Whatever he built was just a fragile sandcastle. Ethan just smiles. So that is what you are worried about. Don't panic. You have a backing now. Bella finally shows some interest. Where is this backing? Ethan points at himself. From Now on, I am your family's backing. Bella's disappointment was. She clearly thought our main character was bragging. He didn't explain, just standing up too. Check out the room, smashed lights, total absolute wreckage everywhere. Seriously, how did it get this bad? Her brother claimed this place was highly protected. He honestly thought she was living like a queen, but this is pure misery. Bella White simply didn't say a single word, but stick with me here. Loud noises echoed outside. Our guy looked and saw a dozen guys crowding around. A middle-aged boss was leading them, barking harsh orders. You search the second floor, you hit the basement, find anything worth money and get a reward. The mob boss walked inside, spotted our hero looking totally shocked. Oh, beat us to it today. Find any good loot. Yet, buddy, our hero finally realized this mansion was totally stripped. Turns out there really were scavengers raiding the place. Who are these guys? He demanded. Creditors, Bell White replied, looking way too used to this chaos. They invested heavy cash into her brother's business. The company collapsed, assets got totally frozen, and absolutely nothing was left. Since her brother vanished, these guys showed up to take stuff to clear the debt. Our hero was furious. Why not call the cops on them? Does nobody care? Bella White just shrugged. Debts must be paid. That is the absolute rule. My brother's debt falls on me. Let them take whatever they want today. He tried keeping his cool, just watching silently. But since this place was stripped clean already, the mob boss and his large crew found absolutely zero valuables. He was furious. Damn it, the mansion of the richest guy in town is completely broke. We cannot even squeeze a single dime out of this dump. He glared at Bella White. Little girl, you definitely hid the treasure. Tell me where it is right now. Bella White stayed totally calm. Take whatever you want. Everything is already here. But the mob boss just sneered at her. What if I just take you to clear the debt? Bella trembled. Your brother owes the Troy family massive cash. Grabbing a few cheap trinkets like this will not cut it. You are all grown up now. Pretty too. Why not sell yourself to a club and slowly earn that money back for us? He waved his hand to grab the girl. Take her. Tonight I will teach her a lesson. She will fetch a very high price. The thugs immediately rushed forward, surrounding Bella White. Reaching out to grab her, Bella panicked. I will give you whatever you want, just do not touch me. The boss laughed coldly. Honestly, I only want you. Right as their filthy hands almost touched Bella's face, our guy moved as fast as lightning, grabbing a thug's wrist and squeezing incredibly hard. Snap. The brutal sound of breaking bones echoed. He stepped right in front of Bella, declaring, I do not care who you are or what you did, but today I am thus new master of the Cloud Top Grand Villa. Everything here, including Bella White herself. Whoever touches it dies. That absolute threat left everyone stunned. The middle-aged boss laughed angrily, gritting his teeth hard. Big words, kid. Even I would never claim to own this massive estate. You just got here and want control. Let us see if you even have the power. He waved his hand. Everyone attack. Teach this guy a painful lesson. 8 heavy thugs, totally relying on their numbers, charged forward, thinking they could crush him, but you and I know better. One punch and the entire group collapsed completely motionless. Looking like a literal demon god, he approached the boss. Step by step. Who are you? He was terrified, doubting if our hero was even human. Our MC doesn't even answer. He just casually repeats his question. Do you remember? The man nods frantically. Remember? Good. Get out and bring back everything you stole from here completely intact. One item missing. Your head rolls. The middle-aged man stumbles, bolting out of the villa and sprinting right down the mountain, panting heavily. Cursing under his breath, he thinks, you arrogant brat. So what if you can fight? 10 guys can't beat you. I'll just call 100, 1,000. No way, I can't crush you. The Troy family is right nearby. Tommy instantly heads home, rallying more thugs for the villa. Now you and I know he's strong, and Bella finally realizes he's highly capable in a fight, but begs him to leave anyway. She doesn't want him implicated. Our MC just asks, run, was that guy actually powerful? That's Tommy Troy. His family used to be second tier in the entire capital. But thanks to her brother, they're first tier now, and they live right nearby. If he doesn't leave now, there's zero chance of escaping later, but our guy calmly replies, "Let them come. I'll wait." 15 minutes later, the roar of car engines echoes outside the gate. Bella rushes to the window, looking out. Absolute madness. A massive mob surrounds the villa 3 layers deep. Where's that kid from earlier? He better not have run away. Time to test his toughness. Tommy Troy is back. The coward who just ran away looks extremely smug, leading a whole army of thugs aggressively inside, seeing our MC still sitting calmly. Tommy is genuinely surprised. He totally expected him to be long gone, but immediately after, he lets out a cold laugh. Looks like this kid doesn't know what death means, he scoffs. Today, he'll experience it firsthand. Over 100 armed thugs flood the villa, each gripping an iron pipe, looking absolutely vicious. Tommy steps up, provoking him. "Thought you were tough. I brought 100 brothers. Is that enough? If not, there's 100 more outside." He's absolutely certain 100 guys are enough to overwhelm our hero. Bella retreats in sheer terror. "I told you to leave, now it's way too late." Our guy slowly stands up, comforting her. "Don't panic, I'll chase them all away right now." This insane claim makes the thugs burst into laughter. "Little girl, kneel down and beg. Maybe we'll go easy on you." But our MC, completely unbothered, he just steps forward, step by step. At 10 meters out, he practically turns into a bolt of lightning, charging straight in. "Stick with me." Wherever he passes, bodies just drop instantly. The thugs completely panic, dropping their weapons and scrambling everywhere. Tommy's eyes practically bulge in pure horror, watching our guy approach. "Where are the things he asked for? You only brought people, no items," our MC demands. Tommy is shaking uncontrollably. "I forgot. I'll go prepare them right now." He turns to run away. "Since you're already here, you think you can leave?" His voice is cold as death. "I gave you a chance, yet you came empty-handed. Well then, your family needs to prepare 10 billion for your ransom. Better call them." Meanwhile, back at the Troy mansion, a silver-haired old man is casually sipping tea. When his phone rings, learning his youngest son got captured, his expression instantly darkens. He immediately makes a call. "Master Vane, my family is in serious trouble." After waiting around 15 minutes, the legendary Master Vane, who old Troy had the big gun, finally arrives. Old Master Troy frantically explains everything. Master Vane just laughs it off. "Don't worry, it's merely a martial artist. Nothing scary here, because no matter how strong your kicks are, you fear blades. And blades, totally useless against real magic." He waves a single hand. Instantly, chairs, tables, and books float midair like gravity, just stopped existing altogether. Old Master Troy is absolutely stunned, calling Vane an actual god. Vane chuckles, dragging the old man along. "Let's go handle this little pest myself." Fast forward half an hour at the Cloud Top Villa. Tommy sees his dad finally show up, and the relief hits him instantly, seeing Vane there. Total confidence boost. They know exactly what kind of monster this guy is, a genuine Dharma master. You and I know that means pure trouble. Magic users crush normal fighters every single day of the week. The Troy family thinks it's an easy win, but our guy just glances at Vane. "They're big enforcer." Bella softly whispers a quick warning to be careful. "A real cultivator," she says. He just nods, because his old master was a legendary powerhouse who literally survived heavenly lightning, until he completely snapped, hurt innocent people, lost his powers, and ended up locked in Lambhow prison forever. Now, Vane stares our hero down, analyzing him. But wait, Vane senses absolutely zero energy from him. He figures our MC is just some basic fighter or totally out of his leg. Seeing his young age, Vane bets on basic fighter. He arrogantly steps right up. "Kneel down," beg the Troy family for mercy. "Become their loyal dog forever. And maybe I let you live." Vane is dead, certain his overwhelming magic power means absolute victory today. He fully expects a desperate apology right now. But our MC just sighs, way too much talking, what makes you think? You get to negotiate, did you bring my money, because without every penny. Nobody is leaving alive, dead silence drops over the hall, then Tommy screams. Still acting tough, Master Vane, crush him right now, his dad nods along. Yeah, Master Vane, show this brat what happens when you cross the Troys. Vane just smirks, you want to die that badly, watch and learn, kid. He flicks his hand up, the wooden sword on his back launches out. Hanging midair like a loaded missile, Bella is absolutely trembling with fear now. A real cultivator from the myths, she remembers when her brother built his empire, weird experts tried to join him, but he chased cash. Ignoring anything supernatural, now staring straight at Vane's insane magic trick. She is drowning in regret. If her family hired guys like this earlier, maybe they would be untouchable. Vane fires the hovering sword straight forward. But he holds back, he wants to see panic. Instead, our MC doesn't flinch. Too scared to move, Vane mocks him. The blade darts ahead, freezing. Mere inches from his chest, everyone holds their breath, but then Vane literally gasps in shock, a pure energy shield. How is that even remotely possible? Our guy lifts one hand and just flicks the blade. Crack, the weapon completely shatters. Vane takes massive recoil damage, stumbling backward 3 heavy steps. Nearly puking blood, a basic Dharma master acting this cocky, big mistake. Our MC flashes a hand seal, thunder rips the air, now watch this. You want to see his sect's true power. Ethan casually raised a hand, drawing lightning, using Kai as the foundation. He connected straight to the divine, a heavenly master, Master Vane. Was absolutely terrified. Who taught you? What kind of god are you? Ethan didn't answer. Just stepping forward, strike, a massive hand of pure thunder dropped from the sky, completely swallowing Master Vane in lightning. He looked up, jaw dropping in absolute terror, his entire body fried totally black before collapsing. Dead, alive, hard to tell, Bella White's eyes lit up. The White family's epic comeback was officially sparked. The Troy family members were shaking in absolute panic. Seriously, what kind of monster is this guy? Old Master Troy swallowed hard, shaking with fear. Tommy Troy was absolutely miserable. He only came here to rob the place like usual. Who knew he'd run into a literal Grim Reaper? Seeing Ethan step closer, he desperately looked at his dad. The money, did you bring it? No. I didn't. Old Master Troy completely panicked. Ethan stared him down. Where's the cash, old Master Troy stuttered in fear. I rushed over here. I totally forgot to pack it. Then call more people and this time get 20 billion ready, Ethan demanded. 20 billion, old Master Troy was horrified, immediately changing his entire tone. Great immortal, please can we just negotiate? I will pay the 20 billion, but I need a few days, scraping together that much cash. Overnight is literally impossible, Bella White chimed in then. He's right, it's really tough to pull that kind of money this late. Give them 3 days, Ethan slowly nodded. Fine. I will give you 3 days, but the late fee, 1 billion per day, old Master Troy clenched his jaw and agreed. Cut to the next morning, Ethan went downstairs for breakfast. Before he could finish, 2 familiar faces arrived. Henry Hayes and K.H. Lowe Carter. Mr. Ethan. Seeing him, K.H. Lowe actually looked pretty awkward, especially since her grandfather had totally turned against him last night. Now she was here begging, and we all know exactly why. Ethan figured it was definitely about her granddad. Spit it out, Ethan said. K.H. Lowe frantically explained how the old man collapsed last night. Mr. Ethan, yesterday you claimed my grandfather is basically a dead man walking. What did that mean? Exactly what it sounded like, Ethan replied. Taking another bite, he won't survive past 3 days. K.H. Lowe and Henry were both totally stunned. How is that even possible? My granddad is healthy, why would he suddenly just drop dead? Ethan sighed. I gave you the answer yesterday, it's that jade Buddha statue. No way, how? K.H. Lowe immediately broke into a nervous cold sweat. Expensive birthday gift she worked so hard to track down was actually the curse harming Her own grandfather, Henry, sighed heavily. Great hero, this is a massive issue. Why didn't you explain all this clearly before? Ethan just smirked coldly. I warned you from the very beginning. Did anyone actually listen to me? The truth always hurts. 1 million. Khlo suddenly grabbed Ethan's hand tight. Mr. Ethan, you know everything, do you have any way to save my grandfather? I do, Ethan casually replied, but my master left a strict rule: save one person, kill one person, an absolutely insane condition that made everyone instantly think of that legendary weirdo, the murderous divine doctor. Ethan smiled to himself, looked like his master's terrifying reputation was definitely spreading. Whether that reputation is good or evil really depends on the person. To save my grandfather, do we have to murder an innocent person? Khlo looked completely torn. Ethan nodded. That's right, dragging a soul back defies heaven itself. To save your grandfather, someone else must take his place. Bella quickly interrupted. Old Master Carter was once the finance minister, controlling all the wealth. Now, even though. All right, watch this. The old man is retired, but his disciples are literally everywhere. Need business help? The Carters have your back. Khlo quickly jumps in, promising as long as he saves her grandfather legally, the Carters will owe him big. Absolute full support. Ethan thinks it over for a second, then stands up. Fine. Time to check her grandfather's condition. Khlo is absolutely thrilled about this. Henry. He is confused. Didn't our MC say the rules were strict? Ethan just smirks. Rules are dead, people are alive, saving a few extra lives, Yama himself. We'll just have to look the other way. Soon they arrive at the hospital. Khlo bursts in. How is he? She announces she brought a divine doctor. She basically shouts the good news the second she enters the hospital room. Around the bed, a whole crowd of Carter family relatives looking super stressed. Hearing Khlo ramble on about some miracle healer, the older family members just frown hard, but before they can even ask questions, they spot our MC. Ethan walks in and instantly, pure hostility, they recognize the kid who supposedly cursed the old master yesterday. They blame his bad luck warnings for making the old man fall sick, the absolute nerve of him showing up. Khlo's eldest uncle, Thomas, literally rolls up his sleeves, ready to throw hands. Khlo quickly steps in. She tries to explain. Ethan only said those things yesterday because he saw her grandfather fading fast, plus he actually has a way to save him, but her frantic defense just makes the entire Carter family mock her, even the top specialists at this hospital are completely helpless. What is some random kid going to do? Probably just finish the old man off. Thomas Carter is still glaring daggers. The eldest son is radiating pure anger, but right at this chaotic moment, Khlo's dad, Michael, finally steps up to speak. Khlo, stop making things worse. Director Clark is already here at the hospital, and guess who he brought along? The legendary traditional expert, divine Dr. Leonard. Her grandfather's severe condition can only be cured by him. Literally, the second he finishes talking, the heavy hospital door swings open. Two guys in their 50s walk right in. One wears a classic white coat, that is Director Clark. The other guy is dressed in a sharp suit, Dr. Leonard himself. This guy has a massive reputation across the whole capital. Seeing him, Khlo finally feels a tiny spark of real hope. She kicks herself for panicking and totally forgetting they could just call Dr. Leonard. Word is, his acupuncture skills are straight-up magic, curing any impossible disease. Henry is hyped too. With Dr. Leonard invited here, the old master is definitely going to survive. Khlo awkwardly turns to Ethan. I am so sorry. Mr. Ethan, I had no idea my family invited him. I totally wasted your trip here, but Ethan just shrugs it off. It is fine, let this doctor treat him first. If he fails, I will just step in. His voice is calm, but loud enough for us all to hear. The entire room absolutely explodes in pure outrage. Is this kid insane, talking trash right in front of Dr. Leonard? If he cannot cure him, you can. Who do you think you are? But Leonard does not even get mad. He just walks over and checks the old man's pulse. Within seconds, his diagnosis is ready. Severe cold. Michael quickly asks. If there is a cure, the doctor just smiles. It is bad, sure, but this old man is confident. 3 needles. That is all I need to fix him. All right, you and I are watching the Carter family basically worship Dr. Leonard. They nearly drop to their knees, but right then, our guy lets out a mocking laugh. What is so funny? Thomas Carter glares, absolutely furious, ready to call security to throw him out. Dr. Leonard steps in. Does this young man hold a different opinion? You are in the medical field, so speak your mind freely. We can discuss this. Our guy just smiles. I am laughing because you're medical. Knowledge is complete garbage. You cannot even tell a severe cold from dark energy, yet you loudly brag about curing people like an expert. This bold statement leaves the entire room dead silent, publicly questioning Dr. Leonard's legendary skills. He has serious guts. Even the normally calm Dr. Leonard loses his temper completely. Then tell me, what exactly is causing the old master's illness? Is it this dark energy? Our hero replies, a cold and dark energy share similar symptoms, but they are completely different beasts. The final consequences are worlds apart. Dr. Leonard finally snaps. Absolute nonsense. What dark energy? We are medical doctors, not dancing shamans. Stop using this fake, unscientific nonsense to trick people. He scoffs. You doubt my skills? Watch me. Today I will open your eyes. If 3 needles cannot completely cure old master Carter, I will literally call you my master. Dr. Leonard immediately pulls out his acupuncture needles. The Carter family watches with pure hope, and finally he carefully places the very first needle. Instantly, the comatose old master Carter opens his eyes. His pale skin actually starts regaining some healthy color. Grandfather is awake. You truly are a divine doctor. Absolute God-level healing. The Carter family erupts in cheers. Dr. Leonard shoots our guy a smug look. Well, seeing clearly now, the Carter family joins in, demanding he kneel and bow to the master. Kh. Carter whispers, telling him to just apologize, but he stays completely calm. Dr. Leonard, you promised to cure him, not just wake him up. Completely different words with totally different outcomes. Whether I am right depends entirely on you. Do you dare place that second needle? Dr. Leonard just sneers. Why wouldn't I? He drives the second needle in. Old Master Carter lets out a comfortable sigh. He sits up, trying to leave the bed. Dr. Leonard quickly stops him. Wait until I clear out all this cold energy. Getting up later will not be an issue. The Carter family rushes over to help him lie back down, as Dr. Leonard prepares to place that third needle. Watch what our guy does. That final needle, if it goes in, not even a god could save his life. Shut up. Thomas Carter screams, you brat, still spouting garbage. Are you asking for beating? At this point, even Henry Hayes completely loses faith in our hero. He really regrets bringing Kh. Lo to find him earlier today. Dr. Leonard is shaking, totally furious now. I am doing this right now, expelling every drop of cold energy from Master Carter. Let us see what nonsense you spout then. Our guy sighs. You aren't expelling cold energy, you are sending this man straight to the afterlife. Absurd. Even Master Carter loses his patience and shouts, throw this brat out. Blacklist him from the Carter family. No need for security. I will walk myself out, our hero says, leaving the hospital room behind. Henry Hayes sees him walking off alone, feels a bit bad, and follows him, but this time Kh. Lo Carter does not move. Her eyes even show a hint of pure anger. Outside in the hallway, Henry Hayes just shakes his head. Let's go. Great hero, let's get you home. But stick with me here. Ethan just waits. In a minute, everyone inside will be crying and begging him to return. Meanwhile, Henry Hayes just laughs. Great hero, doctor. Please. Leonard is clearly curing the old master right now. What else is there to say? But before he even finishes, sudden screams and frantic curses erupt from the hospital room. The door blasts open. It's Chloe Carter, tears streaming down her face as she grabs Ethan's hand. "Ethan, save my grandfather. He's in critical condition." "Wait, what?" Henry Hayes is completely stunned. Inside the hospital room, it's absolute chaos. The Carter family is losing their minds. They desperately beg Director Clark for doctors, screaming at Dr. Leonard, calling him a total quack who just killed their patriarch. And Dr. Leonard, looking like a scolded student, he stands shivering in the corner, muttering, "How did this happen? Was that brat actually right? No way, impossible." Chloe Carter drags Ethan to the hospital bed. "Mr. Ethan, save my grandfather." Old Master Carter lies completely motionless, his entire body pitch black, life force completely drained, looking absolutely miserable. Then Director Clark shakes his head. He's gone. Trying to save him now is useless. Just let him pass with dignity. Don't disturb the body. Michael Carter, holding on to reason, quickly apologizes to Ethan. "Little brother, we wrongly blamed you earlier. Please see if my father can still be saved. We are truly sorry." Ethan smiles coldly. "Now that he's dead, you finally remember me. The illness wasn't even severe at first, but you let a quack ruin everything. I warned you once that third needle went in, not even gods could save him." The Carter family is crushed with regret. Chloe Carter drops to her knees. "Mr. Ethan, you're the disciple of the murderous divine doctor. You definitely have a way, right?" Ethan just replies, "Today you guys are incredibly lucky to meet me. As the disciple of the murderous divine doctor, I can bring the dead back, put flesh on bare bones. As long as he hasn't turned to ash, I can still save him." The entire room goes dead silent. Everyone just stares at Ethan in shock. Didn't he literally say even gods couldn't save him? Ethan nods. "Gods can't save him, but I'm the exception." At this, Dr. Leonard snaps back to reality. Hearing Ethan claim he can cure a corpse, the guy completely loses his mind. "How can a dead man come back to life? Even if my treatment failed, I don't believe you can defy heaven and earth, especially since this man is a fresh corpse." Ethan just smirks. "Everyone step back. I'm going to start saving him now." Seeing Ethan empty-handed, Director Clark nervously asks, "Little brother, do you need any medical tools or equipment?" "I need nothing. Just do not disturb me," Ethan replies. HMPH, showing off. Dr. Leonard crosses his arms, completely unconvinced. "I want to see how you save a dead guy. Now pay attention here. If Ethan can revive a dead man with bare hands, it would be an absolute medical miracle." Ethan glances down at old Master Carter, who looks like he just rolled through a pile of burning coal, zero color in his face, a genuinely miserable death, the harsh consequence of dark energy erupting. Ethan raises one finger, channeling a pure stream of true chi, like white fire dancing right on his fingertip, using chi as needles. Dr. Leonard is absolutely horrified, like he just saw a ghost. Director Clark whispers, "Dr. Leonard, what does using chi as needles mean?" Trembling, Dr. Leonard pulls out his acupuncture tools and stammers. "I use true chi to condense power right into the needle, channeling it straight through the metal. That is the normal acupuncture method of most doctors, but Dr. Leonard pointed at him, trembling. He doesn't need any tools. He only uses his fingers to condense true chi. That is using chi as needles. You and I both know in all of Great Zia, those people can be counted on one hand." Right then, Ethan's true chi was fully condensed, simply because bringing back a dead person takes serious time. He rapidly tapped several acupoints on old Master Carter's chest. The man's complexion, at a speed completely visible to the naked eye, gradually regained a rosy hue. "Grandfather is getting better." The entire Carter family cheered in pure excitement. In a flash, Ethan continuously delivered 9 strikes, forcing the dark energy straight out of his body. Finally, he tapped his glabella. True chi flowed through his entire body. Old Master Carter took a sharp, sudden breath and sat bolt upright like a startled fish. He opened his eyes and just muttered, "I'm so hungry." The Carter family cried absolute tears of joy, quickly rushing to the bedside. Old Master Carter looked totally bewildered. His memory had completely stopped right when Dr. Leonard inserted that third needle. He honestly still thought Dr. Leonard had just saved him. Hearing his descendants recount what actually happened, he looked up at Ethan, totally full of deep shame. Little brother, it was this old fool who wronged you. Thomas Carter stepped forward, bowing his head in sincere apology. K.H. Lowe Carter, totally overwhelmed with excitement, hugged Ethan tightly and gave him a quick kiss, but immediately after she blushed and stepped back, not even daring to look at him. Right at this exact moment, Dr. Leonard rushed over, dropped to his knees, and hugged Ethan's leg. Divine Doctor, please accept me as your disciple. After witnessing those astonishing medical skills firsthand, he was determined to become his apprentice. Ethan simply stepped back. I don't accept disciples. How could I? But we made a bet and I lost. Please accept my apprenticeship, Doctor. Leonard kowtowed hard. Ethan had to just let him be, but absolutely refused to take him as a disciple. While everyone else rejoiced, Ethan suddenly spoke up. Don't celebrate too early. Even though I saved him, it's only temporary. Now watch this. The entire room was completely shocked. Michael Carter quickly changed his tone. Divine Dr. Ethan, what do you mean? Ethan replied calmly. I meant exactly what I said. Old Master Carter's lifespan is fully depleted. I only did my absolute best to retain one breath for him, but this breath will last 1 month at most. 1 month. Old Master Carter was totally stunned. You mean I only have a single month left to live? The old man was forced to face the harsh reality. Coldly, our MC nodded. Yes, at most 1 month. After a heavy moment of silence, the entire Carter family sank right into grief, completely unable to accept this harsh truth. But old Master Carter just smiled faintly. Perhaps this is fate, he knew. Finding out his actual time of death wasn't entirely a bad thing. He suddenly changed his tone. But before I die, I still have one thing to clarify. Who exactly is harming me? My body was originally perfectly healthy. Why did it suddenly collapse like this? Ethan just smiled mysteriously. You don't need to worry about this, because the mastermind will soon come looking for you. Stick with me here. What did that even mean? Everyone was so confused. Ethan casually picked up the jade Buddhist statue and explained, there is a specific type of person who specializes in infusing dark energy into antiques or precious jade items. When rich people buy them, they get fully invaded by dark energy that absolutely no medicine can cure. Then that person will show up as a master, saving them from complete disaster. And from there, they earn massive amounts of money or huge connections. K.H. Lowe Carter frowned hard. You mean that person after knowing my all right, you and I know a trap when we see one. Ethan nods. The culprit is showing up today, and when he does, Ethan won't let him escape. Good. Thomas Carter clenches his fists, absolutely shaking with pure rage. Anyone who messes with the Carter family is going to pay dearly. Old Master Carter cups his hands in deep respect. Divine Dr. Ethan, the Carter family owes you big time. Just say the word. Our main character smirks. Ethan was waiting for exactly this moment. He has one simple favor to ask. The elder used to be the Minister of Finance. Ethan wants him to pull some major strings. He needs the ministry to investigate the Vance Group's taxes. If they find any dirty money, crush them completely. No mercy allowed. The whole Carter family is totally stunned, but K.H. Lowe catches on fast. She realizes Ethan wants to crush the Vance family and take his throne. Right back, Ethan confirms it, even though he was unfairly exiled. Our guy is about to take back everything that belongs to him, piece by piece. He needs Elder Carter's backing, but tells him not to feel pressured at all. Take your time. With that absolute mic drop, Ethan stands up and walks away. Outside the room, K.H. Lowe comes running after him. Mr. Ethan, wait just a second. Does her grandfather really only have 1 month left? Ethan shakes his head slightly. He didn't want to give false hope, but she refuses to give up that easily. She saw him hesitate back there. She knows her grandfather can still be saved. She begs for the actual truth. Seeing her desperation, Ethan finally caves in. There is one way, but it is basically impossible, walking to the front desk. He writes out an insane prescription, find these rare herbs, and the old man gets another year of life. Khlo grabs that paper, but her heart drops. A century-old ginseng, an 80-year-old ambergris, and a 150-year-old cordyceps plus a bunch of mythical ingredients she has literally never heard of. 200-year-old lingjai mushroom. You and I both know finding this in 1 month is impossible. It is like trying to reach the stars, but any chance is better than none, she vows. To send her men immediately. Once they find it, she will just ask Ethan to refine the medicine. He agrees without hesitation and heads out. Meanwhile, inside the hospital room, Thomas is super suspicious. Is his father seriously going to burn his massive political connections just to help some random kid out? The old master sighs heavily. A life debt is the hardest thing in the world to repay. Political favors vanish once you use them, but divine Dr. Ethan completely saved his life. If he asks for help, they literally cannot say no. Thomas strongly objects. Ethan didn't even cure him completely, according to the doctor's own words. The old man only has 1 month left anyway. Throwing money at him should be enough. The rest of the Carter family starts murmuring in agreement. But Michael can't stand this disrespect. Ethan still saved their father's life. They owe him big. Even just getting 1 extra month is a massive blessing. Thomas totally sneers at that. Unless this kid somehow lets their father live another year or two, forget it. Suddenly, Khlo bursts into the room. She waves the prescription wildly. He is saved. Dr. Ethan left a formula. If they can just gather these herbs, he gets another year. The entire room is absolutely shell-shocked. At the same time, Ethan is cruising towards the great estate. Ethan targets the Dragon Gate to conquer his 7th Master's faction. With his 3rd Master's wealth and their immense power, he plans to unleash his absolute full potential and completely overthrow the Vance family. Stick with me here. Pulling up, Henry Hayes stops the car. This is the Black Dragon's lair, great hero. Are you really going in totally alone? Need some serious backup called in. Ethan just smiles and smoothly declines. No need. After tonight, this whole place will completely belong to me. Leaving Henry behind, he walks right to the front desk. He demands they call the Black Dragon down immediately. Tell him the Dragon King is here. The 2 receptionists are completely startled. It is the very first time they have seen someone dare call their fearsome boss by his nickname. Meanwhile, sneaking up behind him, some heavily tattooed thugs led by a massive giant stalk closer, eyeing him like prey. Brother Craig, that is definitely Ethan Vance. Yeah, bingo. We searched absolutely everywhere for him and found nothing. Dealing with a young master of the Vance family, that is just an appetizer today. Ethan frowns in confusion. That is right, Brother Craig doesn't hide it. Howard Hayes sent us. Ethan suddenly puts it all together. Since he slapped his sister, Howard wants payback, but this is honestly just a total friendly fire situation waiting to happen. The guys Howard sent over are literally about to become Ethan's subordinates. You guys work for Black Dragon, right? Shut up, Black Dragon is not a name you get to say. A lackey aggressively points at him. Yelling loud, Ethan keeps an ice-cold face. Best not meddle in the Hayes families business today, otherwise you will not survive the brutal consequences. Hearing the arrogant threat, the 2 receptionists just giggle. This clueless kid really does not know life from death. Tonight, martial arts masters of the Dragon Gate are all gathering inside. Any single one could easily crush him. What a crying shame. He is so handsome, but he will definitely end up crippled. Brother Craig pulls out a gleaming dagger. You really dare act tough here. Let me spill some of your blood so you learn your place quickly. The lackeys smile cruelly. Brother Craig is actually famous for his sick bloodletting technique, slashing a victim's wrist or ankle arteries to just let them bleed completely dry. Absolutely ruthless. Seeing him draw knife, Ethan remembers his 9th Master's dagger. Today it has not tasted any blood. Just yet, he draws his own dagger. Craig swings his weapon and charges. Ethan casually Draws a beautiful, perfect arc in the air. A miserable scream instantly rings out, followed by the loud clatter of a falling knife. Craig's bloody blade is still tightly gripped by his own severed hand, cleanly chopped off. The entire lobby goes dead silent. Craig's thugs are completely petrified. They just cannot believe it. Their boss just lost his hand in one single strike. Those two girls at the desk are completely terrified. Their faces drain of blood. This is the price of fighting him. Ethan wipes the blood off his dagger and smirks. I will spare you today. Go back and warn Howard Hayes. Do not rush. His turn is coming up next. Brother Craig is sweating with fear and rage. Brat, you just wait, supported by his shaking lackeys. He scrambles out of the main lobby. Brother Craig, should we beg the Black Dragon boss for help? Watch closely. This is where it gets pathetic. Craig bitterly refuses. Do I even have the face to see the boss right now? Besides, tonight the boss is meeting an important guest. I will handle this myself. Call all our brothers nearby. The more the better. Ethan Vance, I will make you pay dearly with blood. Now you and I are heading straight to the top floor of the Great Dragon Gate. The big boss himself, the Dragon King, casually waved his hand. Bring him up, he ordered, but his terrified lackey stuttered. Lord Black Dragon, that kid demanded you come down to see him. The entire room froze, then completely erupted. That punk has some serious nerve, expecting the mighty boss Black Dragon to come down, holding the Dragon King token, absolutely does not mean you rule the underworld. Black Dragon rose to his feet. A spoiled Vance family brat dares to act tough with me. Fine, out of respect for the sacred dragon King token, I will go down there. He stepped forward, the solid marble cracking under his sheer weight, but suddenly a voice interrupted. Boss, that kid is just bluffing. Why waste your time? Let me go down there. I will break his legs and drag him up. It was the Demon King of Chaos, one of the four major commanders serving under Black Dragon. The crowd totally agreed. Right, for this tiny issue, there is zero need for the boss to act. The arrogant demon commander confidently marched down to the lobby. Ethan looked up. Are you Black Dragon? You and I know Ethan had never met the boss, but he looked super disappointed. You really think my master would lower himself to meet you? I strongly advise you to hand over that Dragon King token right now and follow me, or else I will break both your legs. The Demon King of Chaos cracked his knuckles like a total villain. Ethan just scoffed. Black Dragon has some nerve refusing my direct orders. Guess I played too nice. Hearing this, the demon commander was furious. You little rat, insulting my boss. Perfect. I will crush you myself. He roared and charged right at Ethan. Boom. One blindingly fast kick sweeping away the trash. A sickening crunch of bones echoed loud. The almighty commander had both legs completely shattered, collapsing instantly. My legs, how is this even possible? He trembled in pure shock. Ethan calmly stepped forward, his cold voice leaving no room for debate. Tell Black Dragon, unless his own legs are physically broken, he better come see me immediately. Meanwhile, upstairs, Black Dragon was casually drinking with Simon, a big shot from the Carter family. But then, a terrified scream ruined the vibe. Two grunts dragged the crippled, broken-legged demon commander inside. Boss, I am so sorry. I could not handle that monster. The entire grand room went dead silent. What was supposed to be easy was a total disaster. Simon was completely stunned. Wait, that kid is just a useless Vance family kid. How is he this strong? Furious, Black Dragon shattered a heavy chair and stood up. Ethan Vance, I figured if you just handed over the token nicely, I would spare you, but it seems you really want to die. Time to get ruthless. He gathered his gang, storming downstairs. Down in the lobby, Ethan's patience was wearing seriously thin. He was literally about to go up and drag the boss down when the elevator dinged. A massive, heavily muscled guy stepped out. Brat, didn't you want to see me? I am Black Dragon. His goons started yelling, punk you see the mighty Black Dragon, get on your knees. But Ethan completely ignored them, walking straight at the boss. Black Dragon felt this insane gust of Pressure hit him, leaving him totally breathless. Who exactly are you? His eyes went wide in pure terror. Ethan raised the token. I am Ethan Vance the. All right, you and I are looking at the underground dragon gate token. It is like seeing the king himself, so why the heck is Black Dragon not kneeling down? He refuses, want to claim the throne. A simple piece of metal is not enough. That token is just a basic symbol. To truly sit on the ultimate throne, you need something way more important. That is exactly why for all these long years, nobody claimed the title. Our MC gets the hint instantly. He bends down low, shifting into a pure fighting stance. His aura erupts, carrying the fierce, deafening roar of wild tigers and dragons. Black Dragon freezes in horror. Where did he learn this? Take a wild guess. Ethan steps forward, unleashing the move Flying Dragon in the sky. A massive punch, backed by a dragon roar, slams right into his chest. Black Dragon groans, stumbling back hard, but totally ignoring his own brutal injury. He just gasps in shock. How does this kid know the dragon fist? The lackeys absolutely lose their minds. That is their big boss's signature ultimate technique. Flying Dragon in the sky, how does he know it? Could he actually be the real king? Ethan steps up again, throwing two rapid punches. Twin dragons. Drinking water. Wait, isn't that the green dragon's ultimate move? He mastered that. 1-2. Black Dragon is shaking now. The dragon fist has 9 total stances. The old king taught one to each adopted son. He said whoever holds the token and completely masters all 9 stances will rightfully become the true, absolute new Dragon King. Before he even blinks, our MC throws out a third deadly punch. Dragons fighting in the wild. Black Dragon simply cannot take it. He drops to his knees, cups his trembling fists, and pays his deep respects to his new king. Seeing their boss submit, every single lackey drops down. They shout in unison. Now, you and I can see the wealthy elites of the capital are mind blown. This kid is clearly a young master of the Vance family. How did he become the ultimate underworld boss? Ethan simply clears his throat and the whole place goes dead silent. He glares down at Black Dragon. Yesterday, Ethan ordered him to summon all the dragon sons. So why is he alone today? Black Dragon breaks out in a terrified sweat. He swears he sent the message. But ever since the old king vanished, all 9 of them have been ruthlessly fighting for control and stabbing each other's backs. They refuse to listen. Ethan just nods. He orders Black Dragon to tell them exactly what happened here today. They have exactly 3 days to show up. Anyone missing gets a hand chopped off. After 3 days, hunt them down without any mercy. Terrified, Black Dragon scrambles to accept the order. He invites Ethan upstairs, but right as our MC walks toward the main lobby elevator, angry curses explode. Ethan Vance, do you have a death wish? You ruin my hand, you punk. Let us see exactly how I deal with you now. It is Craig, bandaged up, leading a massive angry mob storming through the doors. This massive mob even startles Black Dragon himself. Craig, what on earth are you doing with this army? Are you seriously rebelling? Black Dragon yells, making the punk instantly tremble. Boss, why are you down here? Ethan steps up with an absolutely ice-cold smile. You were looking for me. Craig glares at him with pure hatred, eyes bloodshot. The doctors told him his crippled hand was totally unfixable. Completely ignoring Black Dragon standing right there, he points and screams. Sir Vance, you destroyed my hand. Now you pay with blood. Black Dragon was pure terror. His blood froze. Damn it, Craig, have you completely lost your mind? You actually dare insult the Dragon King to his face. He slapped Craig hard, sent him flying, then kicked him while he was down. Open your eyes, you fool. This is the new Dragon King. Craig sat there completely stunned. Wait, isn't this that trash young master of the Vance family? Black Dragon was furious. Lord Dragon King, please forgive us. How should we handle these idiots? Craig and his lackeys finally realized their massive mistake. They hit their knees, begging. This lowly blind fool had no clue who you were. I didn't know you were the Dragon King. Please just spare my miserable life. Ethan stared them down coldly. So what exactly did Howard Hayes order you to do? Craig shook with fear. He told us to break all four limbs and toss you in the river for the fish, our main character. Smiled, ice in his eyes. I will spare you, but you know your next move. Craig completely understood the assignment. Rest assured, my lord, we will handle the Hayes family right now. He dragged his guys away. Meanwhile, over at the Hayes mansion, Howard was casually drinking with his buddies, just waiting around for some good news about Ethan. Then, boom, the front door got violently kicked. Wide open, Craig and his men stormed right in. Howard jumped up. Hey, how did you deal with that trash? Is he here or already fish food? Craig just gave a cold signal. Howard panicked instantly. Are you guys insane? I am a literal Hayes family member. Do you street thugs understand the consequences of this? Craig just smirked. The Dragon King ordered us to show you absolute suffering. He ordered his men to break Howard's limbs and toss him straight into the moat. They even posted guards outside so nobody could rescue him at that exact moment. Over at the Vance family mansion, Vivian Hayes was stressed. She could not reach her brother all afternoon. She wanted to know if they finally caught Ethan. But his phone was completely dead. What is happening? Vivian felt her anxiety spiking, a bad omen twitching in her eye. Honey, my brother might be in serious danger. Can you please check on him? She ran to the study, hoping her husband could step in, but she found him desperately tearing through his files, completely panicked. The business is ruined. Those officials from the Ministry of Finance are here auditing everything. Someone actually tipped them off about our massive tax evasion. The entire headquarters is in absolute chaos right now. Wait, what? Vivian stood there horrified. A giant company like the Vance Group obviously has dirty financial secrets. If the feds dig deep enough, every single crime gets completely exposed to the public. I need to get back there immediately and handle the investigation. He shredded his secret documents and sprinted outside. Vivian just stood there frozen, watching him bolt, her brother missing, her husband facing prison time. In 24 hours, her entire perfect world was crashing down. But you and I know this revenge tour is just starting. Meanwhile, across town, Ethan was wrapping up dinner with his old classmate, Susan. He immediately noticed a dark aura around her, a huge sign of incoming disaster. By tomorrow at the latest, something extremely violent would happen to her. Ethan decided to walk her safely back to his place tonight. Suddenly, right behind him, an electric scooter beeped loudly. A middle-aged woman pulled up, eyeing him. Who is this guy? Susan quickly answered, Mom, this is my old high school friend, Ethan Vance. Hearing his name, Susan's mother's face instantly dropped. You are Ethan Vance, who served 5 years in prison before getting kicked out by your own family. I heard you just got out of lockup and immediately started a fight, dragging my daughter down to beg for favors to save you. A thug like you needs to stay away from my daughter from now on. Susan quickly jumped in. Mom, what are you even saying? I already told you 100 times. Ethan was totally framed. Besides, I got my job at that big company thanks to him. Why are you being so harsh? It is too much. She apologized to Ethan, but her mother just snorted coldly. You think it is thanks to him? I discussed it with your father. Your new job has nothing to do with him. He is no longer the young master of the Vance family. He cannot even take care of himself right now. How could he possibly help? You got into that corporate job because you are brilliant. Susan did not dare argue back, terrified of making things worse. She just pulled her mother away. Ethan, we are leaving first. You head back, brat. Keep away from my daughter from now on. Her mother did not forget to turn back and scold him. Right at this very moment, a black van suddenly rushed over from the street. 2 men in black jumped out, dragged Susan inside, slammed the heavy door, and completely sped off. Susan's mother was utterly stunned. A few seconds later, she turned and realized Ethan was still standing there, grabbing him like a lifeline. Ethan, my daughter, was just snatched by that van. Hurry up and chase them down. Ethan's face completely darkened. Now you and I must pay attention. As the van sped past, Ethan recognized a familiar face. In the window, Tyler was inside that car. Susan looked at Tyler in pure terror. What do you want? Tyler gritted his teeth hard. What do I want? Because of you, I lost my job. And my father got suspended. This is all your fault. Today, I am going to make you pay. Staring at these terrifying men reeking of cheap alcohol and malicious intent, Susan warned them, you are completely breaking the law. Breaking the law, Tyler sneered viciously. My life was ruined by you. You think I care about laws? I will not leave a single trace. If you dare report this, I will post the video online. Do you really want to be famous that way, you absolute bastard? Susan shouted back. Even if you post that video, I will report you. Do not even think about threatening me. Then let us die together. Tyler truly had nothing left to lose. He just wanted pure revenge. She was so cruel, making him this incredibly miserable. The two rat-faced thugs in the back seat just could not control themselves. They started groping her. Susan screamed and thrashed around. Hot tears of pure humiliation streamed down her face. Stop, do not touch her, Tyler suddenly yelled. Her first time belongs to me. You guys back off. His dirty friends smiled wickedly, but Tyler was getting to enjoy this first. The car quickly pulled up to an abandoned factory. As soon as Susan was dragged out, she screamed for help, but obviously no one answered her. Dragged up the stairs and yelled at, they took her to the second floor. Seeing the preset cameras and a filthy mattress on the floor, Susan's heart completely sank. She suddenly remembered something. Stick with me here. Ethan warned her about this trouble. At that time, she actually laughed at him for acting like some crazy fortune teller. She never expected his words to actually come true. Ethan, where are you? Please save me, Susan silently prayed, desperately hoping for a miracle. Just then, she screamed out, being violently shoved onto the mattress. Will you undress yourself, or should I help? Tyler slowly approached her like total demon. Young Master Tyler, please just let me go. Tomorrow, I will resign and give you your old job back. You just made a stupid mistake because of the alcohol. I will pretend nothing happened. Susan realized playing tough was useless, so she softened her tone, begging him, desperately hoping to buy time. But Tyler was completely blinded by lust. He ripped off his shirt, advancing on her. Tonight, you are mine. He lunged at Susan like a starving wolf. Then boom, a massive explosion echoed. A taxi literally grew wings, crashing straight into the second floor, absolutely obliterating the iron door of that abandoned room. Tyler and his goons froze in pure horror. Damn it, this is the second floor. How did a taxi get up here? Another blast. The car door was violently kicked away. Ethan stepped out. Tyler's eyes instantly blazed with fury. That day, you ruined my fun. If the Carter family wasn't protecting you, I would have killed you. Now you dare ruin my plans again. You're courting death. Tyler ordered his goons to grab Ethan. In Tyler's mind, 5 guys were enough to deal with him easily, but watch this closely. The 4 remaining guys were violently slapped away by Ethan before they even got close, stuck to the wall like wet mud. Dead or alive, unclear. Tyler gasped for air. 5 grown men slapped straight into the wall, and they weren't even sliding down. Are you human or a ghost? He trembled, backing up toward the window, ready to jump, but Ethan glided right in front of him like an actual phantom. Are you looking to die? If Tyler had only targeted Ethan, perhaps Ethan would have spared him, but daring to touch Susan was an unforgivable sin. Ethan grabbed his throat with one hand and drew a dagger with the other, but just as he prepared to strike, Susan grabbed his wrist. Don't dirty your hands on trash like him. You just got out of prison. If you commit murder now, your life is over. Ethan looked at Susan and slowly nodded. All right. He lives, but he won't get off easily. Ethan continued. I need to confiscate his weapon to stop him from harming others. Wait, what? Susan didn't quite understand. Yet your parents are here, Ethan pointed, totally distracting her. In a split second, he moved, completely crippling Tyler's lower half. Then he pinned the guy's limbs to the floor with his dagger. A miserable, agonizing scream startled Susan. Don't look back, Ethan threw an arm around her shoulder, jumping straight out the window. Soon, Susan's parents arrived. Susan, are you okay? Who dared kidnap you? I won't let them. Off, but Susan's mother, despite knowing Ethan just saved her daughter, was still full of bitter prejudice. Did you make enemies out there? They couldn't find you. So they targeted my daughter. Ethan didn't even bother explaining, just put Susan in the car and drove away. Susan finally recovered from the shock and snapped at her mother. Mom, you're going way too far. If not for Ethan, I would have been completely humiliated. How could you say that to him? Susan's mother just snorted coldly. It's all because of him anyway. Don't think just because he saved you, I'll be grateful. He only hides behind the Carter family's power. He is absolutely nothing himself. You need to avoid him. Don't let him ruin you. Susan fired back. He doesn't cling to the Carter family. You wouldn't believe me, but even Simon, Uncle Simon, of our own family, was incredibly respectful when he met Ethan. Her parents burst into mocking laughter. Simon is the second most powerful figure in the entire King family. In the future, he might even compete for patriarch. Why on earth would he be respectful to an ex-con? Well, we're about to find out. Right at that exact moment, her father's phone suddenly vibrated, an unknown number. Hearing the voice on the line, he was totally shocked and pulled the car over. Brother, it's me, Simon, Susan's. Her dad instantly got serious. What is it, Cousin Simon? Simon grinned. Nothing much, it has been a while, just checking in on you guys. Am I bothering you? Not at all. Susan's dad shook his head, totally confused. A long time? Try never. They literally never talk to each other. Hey there. Are you free soon? Let me treat your entire family to a nice dinner. Simon asked. Free, always. Her dad agreed and hung up, still scratching his head. Why would Simon, the absolute boss of the main King family branch, invite their tiny branch out? Susan's mom figured it out. It is because our girl is a Carter Group manager. If the King and Carter families want to do business together, she is the perfect bridge. So obviously Simon wants to play nice, but only Susan knew the truth. Now, you and I must watch the Vance Group. Their massive tax evasion scandal just blew up online, getting wrecked by angry mobs everywhere. That same night, the Vance family called a frantic meeting. The Carter family has zero beef with us. Why would they report us and use their Ministry of Finance connections to dig into us? Old Master Vance finally arrived, absolutely shaking with rage. The entire Vance family sat there totally clueless. They never crossed the Carter family, so why this brutal surprise attack against them? An invisible enemy is the scariest kind. The old man had a really bad feeling about this. The nightmare was just starting. Over at the Hayes house, Vivian was absolutely bawling her eyes out. She had no idea how things went so wrong. Did her older brother not say he hired a guy to finally crush Ethan today? Instead, her brother got beaten into pulp and tossed in the river. Ethan. Vivian ground her teeth, spitting out his name with pure hate. Right before passing out, soon after, outside the surgery room, a stern old man walked up. Dad, you are here. Vivian launched straight into her father's arms to cry, but old Master Hayes actually pushed her away. Just what trouble have you two been stirring up to make an enemy like this? Old Master Hayes ordered a massive investigation the second he heard about his son. He knew his kids secretly plotted against a target, hiring over dozen random thugs. Basically, Howard brought this disaster on himself. He knew his kids messed up big time, cornered by her dad, Vivian. Spilled everything about Ethan leaving prison and their trap for him. Wait, what? That punk kid? The old man was completely stunned. To him, Ethan was just the useless trash from 5 years ago, a bug the Hayes family could easily squash. How is that even possible? Did the Vance family not banish him? Who is protecting him? Vivian panicked. You and I both know someone is secretly helping him. Her dad nodded. Definitely, because otherwise you two would have easily killed him. By now, suddenly the operating room doors swung open. Vivian frantically asked the tired doctor about her brother. The surgeon just shook his head. The patient's Tendons are completely destroyed. Every single bone in his 4 limbs is totally shattered. We barely saved his life, but he will be paralyzed forever. My own. Brother is paralyzed, Vivian wailed in pure agony. Brother, it is my fault I harmed. You, her dad exploded with rage. That trash dared attack my son, no matter. Who backs you up? I am going to end you. Vivian looked up. Dad, should we send our family enforcer after him? Time to use a butcher knife on this kid. Coward, old Master Hayes grinned with pure confidence. He knew an underworld boss. The White Dragon King himself, and rumor had it he was heading to the city very soon, with the White Dragon King making a move, even if that kid had a grandmaster backing him up. He was absolutely dead meat. After saving Susan, our guy headed back home. Next thing you know, he's riding with Bella White straight to the Great Prosperity Building. Time to face the 5 major families, and trust me, their reactions were completely split. The Troys, after seeing our MC's insane strength firsthand, decided to bet everything on Bella White and him. If her family made a comeback, the Troys would totally skyrocket, but the King family, way more complicated. Sure, Simon saw his crazy power, the rest weren't easily convinced. They chose to wait it out. Meanwhile, the other 3 families stuck together, completely mocking our duo. The White family actually thinks they can rebuild. They clearly don't know their own limits. Master, we are counting on you today. Show that kid what real power looks like. Up in the meeting room, an old Taoist priest in a worn-out robe just smirked, hearing the latest updates from the King family. He laughed. That boy is a Dharma master, even a top-tier 7th rank Grandmaster could not beat me. I haven't faced a real challenge in a long time. Today I have set up a deadly illusion array. Let them walk right into my trap. The second they step out of that elevator, the show begins. Up on the big screen, the security feed showed the elevator doors, and at exactly 9:30 a.m., Bella and our MC arrived at the building, riding the elevator straight up to the 18th floor. Ding, doors open, but everything goes pitch black. What is happening? Bella was absolutely terrified. Just ahead, creepy ghostly lights flickered over a literal sea of blood and a mountain of bones. It honestly looked like the elevator had dropped them straight into hell. A Kaiman illusion array. Our guy stepped out, totally unfazed, smirking confidently. Child's play, you seriously dare to use these basic tricks on me? Bella, stay in the elevator, do not move. Give me exactly 10 seconds to take out the trash. Waiting in the meeting room, seeing him just walk out, the head of the Foster family gasped. Why isn't he affected at all? Is this really the expert the White family hired? Way too young. Everyone was stunned. They figured he'd be some old master in his 40s. Who knew he was barely in his early 20s? Hey Troy, your son actually lost to this kid, the head of the Dean family cracked up. Old man Troy just snorted coldly. Insects cannot comprehend the winter frost. He refused to explain our MC's true power, just knowing he was fully betting on him. Meanwhile, the Cole family leader scratched his head. Wait, wasn't there an illusion array right outside? Why did that kid just step out without a single reaction? The old Taoist in the ragged robes, the one they called Master Payne, just smirked. Gentlemen, relax. My illusion only messes with your mind on the actual spot. A camera can't capture that. Look, he stopped, the space right outside. The elevator is pure hell right now. Give it 3 seconds. He will absolutely panic and run away screaming. The whole room stared at the monitor, hyped for the show. The King family father and son just exchanged looks, sweating over whether our guy could actually survive this. Meanwhile, the second he stepped out of that elevator, he instantly felt a chilling, eerie wind, ghostly figures rushing straight toward him. This bizarre scene would probably scare any normal person to death, but our guy, he just smiled faintly. He formed rapid hand seals, chanting an ancient incantation, golden light. For protection, soundless amulet activated. The true Kai around him burst into a blinding golden light. He just waved his hand. The hellish illusion vanished like clouds, blown completely away by the wind. Meanwhile, the guys in the meeting room watching this Screen, they only saw him waving, like he was shooing away an invisible fly. They burst out laughing. Master Payne even joked that the kid was terrified. To them, Master Payne was basically a god, but stick with me here, Payne suddenly felt uneasy. Could this kid actually possess real Taoist skills? The other guys didn't understand, but Payne knew exactly what was happening to his array. The illusion couldn't scare you, then let's try a Vichy hell, he muttered. In a panic, Master Payne cast a long-distance spell, triggering the second layer of his deadly array. Instantly outside that elevator, everything shifted. A monstrous ghost general from the abyss emerged, over 3 meters tall, covered in black armor, burning with green flames. Holding a massive heaven-splitting axe, this was Master Payne's ultimate ghost general. Painstakingly nurtured for years. Boom, boom, the massive beast took a heavy step forward, completely shaking the ground. Even a body-refining grandmaster would struggle against this raw power. The ghost general raised its giant axe, slashing straight at him. Our main character didn't expect the old Taoist had a trump card left. He smiled faintly. Sadly for Payne, this little ghost was vanishing today. Facing the descending giant axe, he slowly raised his hand, raw flesh and blood to block it. A brat who doesn't know life from death. Master Payne was absolutely shocked. He never expected the kid to block instead of dodging. Chop off his hands first, show him true power, the old man sneered coldly. Boom, the giant axe smashed into his palm. But you and I know better, it didn't chop anything. His hand flashed with lightning, completely trapping the massive blade. He raised his hand, hoisting the giant axe straight up into the air. Impossible, Master Payne was terrified. Jumping up, he rushed out to check the screen. He worried if things got any worse, he'd have to literally recall his ghost general, but our guy wasn't giving him the chance. A lightning palm pierced straight through the ghost general's chest. Lightning exploded. The sky instantly turned dark. The ghost general, struck by 5 thunderbolts, it shattered into tiny fragments. He stepped forward and shouted, "Break." The entire illusion around him shattered like cheap glass. Master Payne coughed up blood, collapsing in pure panic. You brat, breaking my array, destroying my general. From breaking the illusion to wiping out the beast, it took mere seconds. Bella White in the elevator, finally seeing everything returned to normal, stepped out. The 5 major families really have some toxic intentions, trying to suppress us immediately. If I had known, I would have picked the venue, she said. It's just child's play, they can't scare me, he replied, totally calm. Compared to his own ghost-rearing master, that general wasn't even fit to carry his shoes. They want to scare us. Watch, he'd show them what real terror looks like. Waving his hand, he collected the shattered illusion he had just broken. Condensing it right in his palm, he threw it toward the meeting room. Let's see how they like it. Right inside the meeting room. Inside the room, seeing Payne spit blood, everyone completely panicked. Master Payne. What just happened? The patriarch of the Foster family was completely terrified. Master Payne was their top enforcer. Now he was violently coughing up red. Could a god-tier enemy have arrived? Payne just shook his head. Elder Foster, this. I am so ashamed. I absolutely could not match the kid outside. Total chaos erupted inside. Think about it, Payne was just bragging, and now he was terrified. We had not even met face to face yet, but I made him cough blood from a distance. Just how insanely strong was I? Only the Troy family, father and son, secretly celebrated, realizing they bet on the winning horse. Then, suddenly, a weird wind swept right through the room. Where did that even come from? The windows were shut tight, but everything started twisting. The massive chairs warped into literal man-eating monsters. The conference table became a huge cauldron of boiling hot oil. The floor turned into a river of blood, bones stacked up like mountains. The room flooded with vicious, screaming spirits. What the heck is this? Are we in hell? Why are there ghosts? My terrifying illusion sent the entire room into total madness. Everyone scattered in blind panic. The patriarch of the Foster family grabbed Payne by the hand like a desperate lifeline. Master Payne, what are you doing? Change this back right now. Payne was shaking. It is not me. The kid outside is doing this. Right then the Cole family screamed, Dad, what is wrong? Wake up. The aging patriarch of the Cole family was weak, had a bad heart, and could not handle my horrifying illusion. He passed out cold. Master Payne, please save us. Trembling elder Foster gripped his hand, sobbing in pure terror. Payne finally found his nerve and spotted the door. The exit is here. Everyone sprinted after him, rushing out, but the second they ripped that door open, there I was, the corners of my mouth curled into a smirk. I just got here and you are already leaving. Those 5 elite families instantly dropped their arrogant attitudes. Now, they desperately begged me to stop the illusion. I completely ignored them, glaring coldly at everyone who set up that magic array out here earlier. It was me. Payne stepped forward, trembling. With garbage skills like yours, you dare challenge me to a magic duel? I grabbed him by the collar. You enjoy raising evil spirits, right? Have a taste of boiling oil. I launched him straight onto the conference table. Bam! Now, even though it was just wooden furniture, in reality, in my illusion, it was a literal hellish cauldron. Master Payne screamed, feeling his own flesh melting right off his bones. He thrashed to escape, but my vengeful spirit stabbed him with forks, shoving him back into the flames. The 5 big families watching this brutal scene felt absolute terror. I casually crossed my arms and ordered, sit down, let us talk. The Troy and King families instantly obeyed, dropping into their seats, but those other 3 families, Foster, Dean, and Cole, they looked like they were marching straight to an execution. Because to them, those chairs were still bloodthirsty monsters, trembling in front of me. They whispered, standing is fine. I told you to sit, so sit, I snapped coldly. Whoever stays on their feet joins Payne in the boiling oil pot right now. Everyone squeezed their eyes shut, gritted their teeth like dead men walking, and finally sat down. All right, listen up. I came here today to announce 2 things. First, my newly established Fong Thaw's group needs serious funding. Each family coughs up 20 billion, totaling 100 billion. Second, from now on, these 5 major families must submit to Ethan, exactly like they served the white family before. His word, absolute law. Ethan makes all the rules. He stands up, looking down on them all. He's done talking. Who agrees? Who dares oppose? These big shots look totally defeated. Who dares oppose him now? Absolutely nobody. The 5 major families answer together. They accept Ethan as their absolute leader. Bella White is completely stunned. She honestly expected a brutal, dragged-out negotiation today, mostly because these elite families are notoriously stubborn. This total surrender, mind-blowing. Ethan signals Bella to bring out the documents. He forces the 5 elite families to sign away their freedom. The Foster family patriarch nervously stands up. Mr. Ethan, we actually prepared a massive banquet for lunch today. Please, give us the absolute honor of your presence. A feast meant for their victory is now just kissing his boots. They head to the hall but unexpectedly run into 2 familiar faces. One is Susan. She spots him right away. Ethan, you said you weren't coming today. She is super excited. Ethan freezes. Suddenly, he remembers a class reunion she mentioned. He forces a bitter smile. What are the odds this hotel isn't just for crushing billionaire families, it's also hosting his high school reunion? Seeing Susan so incredibly hyped, Ethan figures, why not, since he's already here? He might as well say hi, but the heavily made-up girl standing right beside Susan rolls her eyes, uninvited, yet he still has the absolute nerve to tag along. Lucy. Why would you even say that? Susan quickly jumps in. Ethan is our classmate. I personally invited him. Hearing that name, Ethan immediately realizes this girl is Lucy, Susan's absolute best friend from high school. Those 2 were completely inseparable back then. Before long, the 3 of them step into a massive banquet room. Inside, at least 20 or 30 people waiting. Look, the school beauty has finally arrived. The very second Susan walks in, every guy in the room absolutely swarms her, pushing Lucy and Ethan completely to the side. Lucy pouts, turning her head. In pure annoyance, Susan, though, she naturally and warmly greets the whole crowd. Hey, back off, the school beauty is here, so calm down, guys, if you really want to win her over, no need to rush it. Over at the main table, a guy dripping in expensive designer clothes suddenly speaks up, waving directly at Susan. Hey, school beauty, come sit over here. That is David, the former class president. He's also the guy hosting this whole reunion. Man, David is absolutely killing it now. Just got back from studying abroad. He is already working at King Group headquarters. Making $1 million a year, someone brags for him. The King Group is basically one of the top 10 elite families, a massive empire. Normal people cannot even get an interview. Hey, Susan, wanna consider him? Everyone cheers, practically pushing Susan right into David. Ethan, Lucy, come sit here too. Susan actually doesn't forget to call them over. Lucy, you are looking gorgeous. David smoothly drops a compliment, then looks right at Ethan and completely freezes. Honestly, most of the class has no idea who he is. Ethan spent 5 solid years in prison. His aura has completely transformed. Compared to that gloomy, quiet kid from high school, he's now sharp, ridiculously handsome, and definitely catching the girls' attention. Who is that guy? Did we even have a guy this good-looking? I don't remember him. Susan smiles. Guys, this is Ethan Vance. Don't you remember him? Hearing that name, the entire room shocked whispers instantly broke out. Who invited him? Eating with a convict ruins the whole mood. Disdain everywhere, but Susan stood firm. I invited him. She didn't hold back at all. Ethan was framed. Stop bringing up that. He was in prison, seeing the gorgeous school beauty standing beside our main character. The whole class was stunned. Are those two dating? What a waste of a beautiful flower on pure trash. David's face darkened. His glare toward Ethan grew instantly hostile. David only organized this whole reunion to flex his status and finally court Susan. He never expected Ethan to actually intervene. Smiling falsely, his mind raced with a toxic new scheme to humiliate Ethan, proving who truly deserved Susan. So Ethan, how were your 5 years in prison? Tell us everything. Broaden our horizons. David faked being friendly, but every single word dragged the conversation right back to prison. He wanted Ethan totally humiliated, because for anyone else, prison is a lifelong stain, but Ethan casually dropped insane prison stories, making the entire room listen in pure awe. Ethan completely stole the spotlight, making David absolutely furious. Watch this snake change tactics. So Ethan, how long have you been out? Got a place to stay? Where do you even work? David figured a convict like Ethan couldn't possibly land decent work, and right on cue, he simply shrugged. No job yet. David cheered internally, pretending to actually care. No job, man. 5 years in a cell really leaves you totally out of touch with society. You need work to fit back in, right? Let me help. I know the owner here. I can hook you up as a security guard. Sound good? Ethan actually burst out laughing. A security guard here? This massive hotel is the property of the legendary King family, right? Go ask the King family patriarch himself. Would he dare make Ethan a simple guard? Here's the crazy secret. The King family patriarch was literally next door, desperately waiting for Ethan to attend his private VIP banquet, and David wanted him as a guard. Hilarious. David didn't get it, sneering instead. Why wouldn't he dare? You're literally just an ex-con. Relax, guards here don't need squeaky clean backgrounds. The whole class instantly chimed in. Ethan, hurry up and raise a glass. Thank David for hooking you up. Stick with David and you'll have a future. But right then, the room door swung open. A rich young master in designer gear holding a wine glass strolled right in. David shot up instantly. Young Master King, Sir Kyle, I heard you threw a reunion here. Came to offer a toast. Kyle King smirked, his eyes eagerly scanning the girls. Thank you so much, young Master King. David eagerly introduced him. Everyone, this is the third young master of the legendary King family, the absolute boss of this place. Everyone gasped in pure awe. Young master King leaned in, whispering something that made David freeze up. Wait, young master. King, this isn't right. What's not right? Kyle glared. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Ordinary nobodies wouldn't get this massive privilege even if they begged. Just pick a few pretty girls to come over and pour wine for. My VIPs, serve them well and your whole class benefits. David swallowed hard, thinking. This was a golden ticket. He turned to pressure a few of the girls. Lucy eagerly agreed. I'll do it, but Susan firmly shook her head. Absolutely not, young Master King wasn't taking no for an answer. Oh, you're the prettiest, you're definitely. She had to go. David and Lucy pushed her too. Just one meal, totally harmless. Don't overthink it, but Susan flat out refused. David sighed hard. If she didn't go, the whole class would lose out. Lucy rolled her eyes. You are so selfish. Young Master King was done waiting. He gave the signal. Lucy and some other girl immediately grabbed Susan. I'm not going. Let me go. Susan fought back. That's when Ethan stepped up, shoved them away, and warned them cold. Don't even try. Even if she goes over there, you'll just get thrown out. David scoffed at him. What do you know? I control this whole thing. Ethan's warning made everyone stare at him like a total lunatic. King just laughed, grabbing Susan's wrist to drag her off. David and Lucy pushed from behind. Then Ethan moved, snatching up young Master King's wrist, twisting it violently. The rich kid screamed, but Ethan didn't stop. He just kept twisting until the bone completely snapped. David and the whole class were terrified. This was the third young master of the untouchable King family, absolute criminal royalty. And Ethan actually touched him. Ethan, are you insane? Lucy shrieked out loud, acting like her own arm was broken. Ethan ignored her, staring King down with pure eyes. Touch Susan again and I'll end you right here. Do you actually understand? I get it. King nodded like crazy the second Ethan let go. He scrambled back, furious. Just you wait. You broke my hand. You are completely dead. Then the coward bolted. The entire class was frozen in shock. Ethan had actually lost his mind, hitting a King family heir. We need to run. What if we're dragged down with him? The cowards tried to make a run for it, but when they hit the doors, massive security guards blocked the exit. Boss King's orders: nobody leaves this banquet hall alive. Every single classmate turned absolutely pale with pure terror, whipping around to blame Ethan, but he just calmly poured some water, taking a relaxed sip. Don't panic, everyone. Let the rich kid call his top guys, bring in all his elite guests. Ethan wanted to see who actually dared to touch him. Meanwhile, King, clutching his shattered arm, crashed into another private room, sobbing as he told his pathetic story. Old Master King exploded with rage. Some brat dared to cause absolute chaos on King family turf. He shot up, leading his elite guards out. Back in the main hall, dead silence. Then Tommy from the powerful Troy family spoke up. Did King just say someone at that class reunion? Snapped his arm. Guys, could it be Mr. Ethan himself? The room gasped in horror. Oh man, we need to see this. Young Master King led his army of guards right back into the room. Grandfather, it's that arrogant punk. He pointed straight at Ethan, screaming. David and Lucy immediately piled on. Ethan, you're still sitting down. Hurry up and beg the King family for your miserable life. Lucy sneered. Get on your knees and apologize right now. The tension was pulled totally tight. Beg for mercy. Ethan just smirked, casually looking up at old Master King, stomping in. You guys are gonna love this. The old man's march hit dead, terrifying stop. His boss energy completely vanished, replaced by pure white fear as his eyes locked onto Ethan's relaxed face. Grandfather, what are you even waiting for right now? Kyle screamed, pointing at Ethan. Destroy him, make the bastard beg for his life. Whack! A massive slap echoed through the whole hall, instantly sending Kyle flying across the floor, spitting up blood and teeth, but it wasn't Ethan's hand that hit him. Shut your mouth, you worthless animal, Old Master King roared, voice trembling with pure, unfiltered terror, right under the horrified, disbelieving stares. Get this, you and I are watching the almighty King Patriarch, a guy who could shake the entire capital, with just one angry step. Drop hard to his knees right at Ethan's table. Mr. Ethan, this dumb grandson was completely blind to your real power. He didn't know your true identity. I beg you, please spare his worthless life. Dead silence hit, the kind of heavy, crushing silence where you hear a pin drop. David's legs failed and he collapsed into his chair, that fake smile replaced by pure panic. Lucy turned ghost white, shaking uncontrollably. Our MC just took a slow, easy sip of water, staring down at the terrified billionaire. Old master King, your group's hospitality is absolutely wild, forcing my classmate to pour drinks and even threatening me. That is an unforgivable sin, old master King screamed. Simon, break Kyle's other arm and banish him straight to the borders. And you, he shot a completely lethal glare at David. You are fired, totally blacklisted from every single business in the Great Shaw. As the pathetic crying of David and Kyle echoed, Ethan stood up, signaling a totally stunned Susan to leave with him. The heads of the 5 major families parted like the Red Sea, bowing in pure fear as they walked right out, leaving those fake classmates to choke on their own massive regret. But the night was just getting started. As Ethan stepped out of the Great Prosperity building into the chilly wind, his phone buzzed. It was the Black Dragon King. His voice was super tense, totally missing that usual cocky energy. The Vance family actually survived our financial hits. Old Master Hayes suddenly stepped in. He brought the White Dragon King from Campton here to deal with you. The White Dragon King, Ethan asked without caring. Just another mob boss? No, Dragon King. He is not alone. Black Dragon gulped hard. He brought a real cultivator, someone rocking the Blood Nether Sect crest. Ethan stopped dead in his tracks. The Blood Nether Sect, that exact global syndicate that hunted down and ruined his headmaster, forcing him right into Lampow prison. He slowly pulled out his 9th master's ancient dagger. It caught the moonlight, flashing with a deadly, thirsty shine. For the very first time since prison, a real terrifying smile crept across Ethan's face. Good, he whispered into the howling wind. Let them come right at me. Time to prove why the heavens failed to kill my master. He dropped the call and stared at the massive city below, where a truly violent storm was just starting to brew. The Vance family and Old Master Hayes thought they scored a lifeline, a supreme power to crush our guy for good. But stick with me here. They didn't realize that by bringing the Blood Nether Sect into the capital, they weren't just sparking a local turf war. They had literally kicked open the very gates of hell. Ethan stepped right into the pouring rain, his golden aura exploding to life, instantly vaporizing the heavy drops before they could even touch his coat.